Okay, good. Good day, Facebook land. Hello again. This is Jessica Lewis, and the name of my company is Sculpt Your Life, and we're coming to you live from Cancer Support Community, as we are pretty much every other week. Last week, actually, I was supposed to live stream, but there was a problem, and we couldn't log on, so we just flip-flopped it for this week. So we're a little bit out of order this month, but we are live here at the Cancer Support Community every week. For the next couple weeks, we'll be here on Thursdays at 1, and then after that, we may switch back to Wednesdays at noon. It's up in the air. But approximately every other week, we are live streaming too. So, and today, as usual, we're going to be doing Tai Chi. That third little word is pronounced cha, like chuck wagon. If you're curious, it's spelled C-H-I-H. And it means knowledge of. So like most of the ancient languages, if you put the modifier in front of the subject, and Tai Chi means supreme ultimate, it means knowledge of the supreme ultimate. You can tell right off the bat, it's not a martial practice, unlike many of its Tai Chi brothers and sisters. I don't know if you all know this, but most of the time I should say at this point, when people say Tai Chi, they often don't realize they're using a nickname. The full name of most Tai Chi practices is Tai Chi Chuan, and Chuan means fist. So you can tell right off the bat that this is a little bit different than that. Okay? So all we're going to be doing today is a moving mindfulness practice. We're just going to be focusing on the soles of the feet as much as we can, because that helps us move as smoothly and softly and continuously as possible. And those are some of the best ways to do Tai Chi, because what we always say is, really the best way to do Tai Chi is with the effort of no effort. But it's really hard in this culture to do anything without effort. So if we're moving softly and slowly and smoothly and with some sense of circularity, generally speaking, we're going to find a path to effortlessness. So that's how we're going to flow. We're also, in the community, we often say, we're going to flow from the center. Get this sort of energetic heart-mind right in the middle of the body called the Dantian. And we always say that it's sort of the leader of the band. In all the movements, it's either moving forward, back, side, up, down, or turning, and the rest of the body is responding. So the way I like to think of this is, think of your body as a pond. And you know what happens when you drop a pebble into the middle of the pond? You get ripples. So we're going to be flowing as if someone just dropped a pebble right into the Dantian, and there's a little ripple effect all the way out to the outer edges of your body, your pond. Okay? So, but first, why don't we just have a little moment of mindfulness? We have a couple of people in the room. Spoiler alert, one of them's having a backache today because of all these car accidents she's had in the past. You do not need to sit down if you do not want to. We're going to do this little moment of mindfulness. We can do it in the chair if you like, or we can do it standing up. So if you're in the chair, I just want you to find a very effortless spot in the chair. So if you're leaning back against your chair rest, I want you to just scooch forward enough that you are 100% in charge of being upright. And see if you can find the sweet spot where you're not using your muscles to hold yourself up. You can just leave your hands on your legs. But if you want to stand instead, this is what it would look like. You would just put your feet sort of in a V, and let your tailbone just sort of drop and tuck a little bit. It's not quite as tucked as if you were in a chair, but it's not quite the same as if you were standing. Just drop and tuck, right? And then just lift the fingers, and we'll all have our hands pretty much in the same place. Okay, so no matter what your position is, let's assume it. If you want to close your eyes for this part, you can, but don't do it if you're going to lose your balance. What I want you to use is your mind's eye right now. And pick a spot to focus its attention on, somewhere inside your body. If you can find a spot somewhere in the vicinity of the Dantian, that would be even better. But I'm actually going to focus on the feelings of my sit bones pushing into the chair. That's serving a similar purpose. And now I'm going to go ahead and ring my singing bowl. If you were a Buddhist, you might say, I'm going to call the bell. And all we're going to do until I ring the singing bowl again is just notice mentally anything you happen to notice about this spot you have chosen to pay attention to. So let's go ahead and get started with that. Let's go ahead and bring the attention back to the rest of the room. And how are you feeling right now? Are you okay in the chair?
Yeah, right now it's very second.
Okay. I think what I'll do is 1 or 2 moves in the chair, just so people who can't stand will know how, and then I'll switch to standing, and y'all can do anything you want. Okay. All right, so let's do the first movement in the practice. Although we never have to do all the moves, we don't have to do them in order, and we don't even have to do all the repetitions of all the moves. I'm going to wing it. But let's do the first move in the practice, rocking motion in the chair. It is a forward-backward move. Okay. So we're just going to let the weight of the body shift a little bit towards the back of your butt. That's the easiest way I can describe it. And just let your hands hang down. And let the weight of your upper body shift a little bit towards the front of your butt. And we're just going to let the heels of the hands, the place where the hands attach to the arms, flow the same direction at the same pace as the upper body as it shifts forward. Feel the weight in your butt shifting towards the front of your butt. And back. Feel the weight in your butt shift towards the back of your butt. And since we already talked about flowing from the center, I'll just describe what's going on in there. So the only thing in your upper body that's really actually doing anything when you flow forward and back, the whole upper body is kind of moving like a stack of Oreos. Right? But the pelvis is kind of doing this. It's sort of tipping back up, and then it's kind of tipping forward. That's it. So you may feel in your belly, as you move forward, you may feel your belly expanding. And as you move back, you may feel your belly contracting a little bit. And what's going on in the heels of your hands is what I would call a ripple effect. Right? Have you ever watched a flag in a really stiff breeze? Just imagine the flag. Here's the pole, here's the flag, right? And the wind is blowing very hard from behind the pole. So the part of the flag that's attached to the pole, it's wobbling a little bit, right? Nothing dramatic. But the end of the flag is flipping like crazy, right? That's really kind of what's going on in the body, less dramatically, right? All the drama's going on in the hands. But the upper body's moving in a very subtle way. So let's do just one more of these. And we're just going to let the hands float down to the legs, and we're just going to feel the body at rest. Very nice. Good. Awesome. Let's do just one more forward-backward move with one foot further out, right? So we can just remember how to do that. So since I'm facing you guys, I'm going to mirror, right? Take your left foot and just move it out like an inch or two, right? It's mostly a metaphor. Let's do around the platter. So we're going to pretend there's an invisible turkey platter about the height of your heart out in front of your body. And again, the heels of your hands are going to rest on the back of the platter. And as your upper body moves forward, the way it did a moment ago, and back, since your left leg is sticking out a little bit, your hands are going to float out over the left leg as you move forward, and back over the right as you move back. That's it. Let's do just 6 repetitions of this. Normally we do 9. So this will be our last one. And we're going to pull that front leg back. And just take a moment to feel your body resting. And let's put the right leg, your right leg, it's not my right leg, but it should look like my right leg, out like a couple inches. And we'll do a round the pot on the other side. Just 6 repetitions on this side. Here we go. Nice. Nice. And if your back feels tweaked, we're just going to make the movement smaller, and I think you already figured that out, right? This practice is definitely adaptive. Let's do one more. And we're going to take a moment. Nice. Okay. Let's just do one of the side-to-side moves, and then I'll stand. If you all want to stand with me, you can. Okay. So everybody, let the upper body turn only as much or as little as your upper body wants to turn without using your muscles towards your right. Okay. And then we're just going to put the hands up here where the shoulder used to be. And then just relax your arms from here to here. They're just going to drop. And then let the turning of your body move the hands across the bottom. Let the turning of your body move them across the top. That's it. This is carry the ball to the side. Let's do one more here. And we're going to rest. Nice. And let's do 2 more sets just like that. So we're going to start on your right. Here we go. So the whole upper body is turning from side to side, except your head. Head stays forward. And we're going to rest. But the reason the whole upper body is turning from side to side is because the dantian is turning from side to side. So let it turn towards your right, and let it turn towards your left. Back to your right. That's it. Let's do the other side. So we'll start on your left and go right back the way we came. Nice. Nice. And we're going to rest. And again. I was doing a class at Winter Tour this morning, and a hummingbird flew right up to my face and looked me right in the eye. It was amazing. Animals are very curious about Tai Chi. It's weird. I'm certainly not colorful enough to look like a flower. And we're going to take a moment. Just take a moment to notice what your body feels like when you're at rest. Good. Do you want to try standing? Yeah. You can stay in the chair if you don't want to. It's totally fine. You know how to do the whole practice in your chair now. We did all the forward backs, all the side to side. All right. Oh, we didn't do all of them. We did A, forward back, and A, side to side. So let's just go back to where we were. We'll do bird flaps and swings. All right. So we're going to put the hands kind of close together. Yeah. And I'll turn sideways so my on-screen audience can see me straight on and you guys can see me from the side. We're just going to let the weight of the body drop and drift forward at the same time. And so you'll feel your whole body sinking and you'll feel your heels just naturally coming up. Okay? And the little bird wings just kind of flip out here and they come back to right where you started. And let's do a little circle now. Nice. And let's do it again. Nice. Here, I'll face you guys, and my online audience can see me from the side. And here's the little circle. Nice. And let's just take a moment to feel the body at rest. Nice. Let's do a round the platter variation. So we'll start with your left foot out. And we're just going to drain the left leg into the right and let your empty left knee extend only as far as it wants to go. All right, and we'll start moving just like we did for around the platter, but we're going to let the fingers rise right in front of your left shoulder. Like you suddenly have a ball between your hand, and then you just drop it off. Very nice. Really nice. Let's do one more. And other side. Nice. Nice. Really good. Let's do one more. Nice. Let's do bass drum. Here, I'll turn towards my online people. And let's put the left foot out first. And hands up here, and here we go. See if you feel your dantian expanding as you move forward and contracting as you move back. One thing I love about this move is the curves of the drum kind of mimic the curve of the dantian. Nice. Let's do one more. And let's do it with your right foot out now. Nice. Very nice. And just feel the natural rhythm of these moves. Let's do one more. Nice. Let's do daughter on a mountaintop. Start with the left foot out. Here we go. Awesome. Feel the almost rocking quality of the weight shift. Let's do one more. Nice. Now let's put your right foot out. Right. And tune into your dantian and notice how it expands when you go forward. And that's kind of the reason why the hands move up. They're just getting out of its way. And as the dantian contracts, they come back down towards it. Nice. Let's do one more. Wonderful. Let's do daughter in the valley. So we'll start with your left foot out. And the hands will start high to go low. If you want to go down the valley, you will start at the top, right? So as you go forward, your dantian is going to expand. So the hands are going to come together, and then they're going to move up and out of its way. And then back down to the bottom. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Really good. Let's do one more. And let's do it with your right foot out now. Here we go. Nice. One more. Now this is normally where we would do carry the ball to the side. Since we already did it, why don't we just do one set each direction, and I'll face the same direction as you're facing, okay? So if you want to do it with me standing, here's how we do it. We're going to shift to the right leg, and then we're going to turn the upper body, except the head, to the right, and put the hands up where your right shoulder used to be. And out will go your empty left heel. So here we go. Let's do 3 rotations. Keep both your feet glued down in this movement, though. And now as your left leg fills up, we're going to rise up on it. Now let's go back again. So we'll start on the left in order to flow right. Nice. Awesome. Since I'm facing away from you, why don't I just stay put for a bit and we'll do a couple of the forward backward moves. Okay, so push, pull. With your left foot out, the hands are just going to come up to the shoulders. And as you and your dantian flow forward, the hands are going to float forward. And as you and your dantian float back, so are the hands. One more. And let's do the other side. One more. And let's do pulling in the energy. So we're going to use the same platter that we used for around the platter variation, but our hands are going to be under it now. So let's start with the left foot out. And as we flow forward, our hands are going to float out over the left leg. And as we flow back, they're going to flow back towards the right in a circular manner. Let's do one more. And let's do the other side. You guys are moving very smoothly. Let's do one more. Now let's do regular old pulling tappy. Let's do it one hand at a time first. So just let your hands hang. And as we sink and shift and turn to the right, I want you to notice how your left shoulder moves forward. So you're just going to place your left arm across pretty much across your dantian, all right? Sort of belly height. And out goes your left leg. And as you shift to the left, the hand is going to make kind of an arc. And then we're going to come resting back, facing front. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Nice. Now let's add the right arm into the mix. Okay, so it just slides up on top of the left. A loose approximation of the mirror of what's under it. So the hands are sort of close to the outer and inner elbows. And the top hand's just going to slide off and then ground at the end there. Just let the top left hand slide off. Nice. Let's do one more set like that. Nice, just feel your body resting. Let's do anchor tappy. So this is a forward, back, and a side-to-side move. But it's mostly just pulling taffy in both directions. So here we go. We're going to set the movement up the same way we already know how. Now your empty left foot is going to go forward though, and since your belly is turned, so's your left toe. So you're going to move forward while your front toe is kind of pigeon-toed, and you're going to keep your rear heel anchored down so you can come right back again. And now you're going to pull taffy from the right to the left. And we have time, so let's do all 3 sets of this. Nice. Let's do one more set. Nice. Let's just feel the body resting, okay? And let's do wrist circles tappy. So we're going to let the body just shift slightly backwards and forwards. And it's going to make the body drop and rise. So you're going to feel kind of a buoyancy. And the fingertips are just going to mimic whatever's going on in the upper body. So let's go ahead and play with that. We're just drifting backwards and dropping down, drifting forwards and rising up. And now let's pull taffy. This one is exactly the same in the chair as it is standing, I think. Nice. Good heavens, I've totally lost count. Let's do one more set. I have no idea if we did 2 or 3. Let's just pretend we did 2 and we know it. And this is our 3rd. Nice. Let's feel the body resting. Nice. All right, we're going to do perpetual motion tapping, but I'm going to face you and mirror to you. Okay, so if you're in the chair, just copy what you see the hands doing. Okay, all right, it's going to be way easier. You don't have to worry about tripping over your own feet. All right, so here we are resting. We're going to start on your right side. So your left arm is going to be under. And when you turn to the left, then eventually the right arm flows under. Yeah. It's just a matter of letting the hands switch places as smoothly and easily as possible. Nice. Let's do just one more set. Normally we do 9. And we're going to take a moment to feel the body resting. Nice. Good. Let's do working the pulley 2 different ways. Okay, I'm actually going to sit for this, but if you don't want to sit, don't. You can do it exactly the same way as we will do it seated by just putting your feet in the rest position and not moving them. Okay? All right, so here we are just resting. I'm going to move back a little bit so the camera can see me. Here we are just resting. Okay, and I'm going to sit. I forgot that I said I would do that. Okay, here we are resting. Okay, so y'all bend your left elbows. And I will mirror to you. Bend your left elbows. Yeah, your other left, Jen. Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's right. Your left elbows. I'm sorry. It's my 4th class today. I think I lost it. Your left elbows. Yes. Okay. Yes. But I actually even called you out on that. How funny is that?
I was thinking for it.
I said, what? Tai Chi humor. It's really stupid. Anyway, okay, so everybody's elbow except for mine. Left elbow is bent. All right, and now the right lower arm is just going to turn over. All right? And what we're all going to do together, including the standing people, right, is just let the upper body turn from side to side and let it move the arms. Okay? So I like to think of the belly button as an eyeball, and it's fascinated with the elbow that's attached to the lower arm. Okay? So let it turn towards this elbow, and it's going to make one arm move out and the other elbow move back. Right? And then we're just going to drop this hand and semicircle the back elbow. I need to get a little closer because the back of my chair is in the way. And we're just going to go the other way. Nice. Let your belly turn towards the downward elbow, if that makes sense. Nice. And let's do one more. Nice. Good. Now I'm going to stand up to do the other side, and I'll do it the full suggested standing way. All right? and we'll all be going the same direction. So this time, let your right leg flow out there, your actual right, and it'll be my right leg too, and bend your right elbow, turn your lower left arm over. Here we go. So we're going to flow forward and back, but we're also going to let the upper body turn towards the downward elbow. Now you really feel a ripple effect on this move, because do you notice when you flow forward that your rear heel kind of pivots in and your front toe kind of turns out? Can you feel that?
Yes.
You have to look for it. Right here, my right toe is turning out. That's because your upper body is turning and it's sending a little ripple effect all the way down to your toes. And we're just going to flow back towards the back leg. There we go. Good. Let's do light at the top of the head, light at the temple. So we're going to scoop up a little chi, bring it up to the top of the head. And we're just going to let the body shift a little backwards and contract, shift a little forwards and expand. That's it. Good. Now mix forward. Pull your own energy up and out. Mix it up with all of ours. And hold. Here's a big circle. We're going to kind of fold the energy up in on yourself and rest. And let's do light at the temple. Good. Mixing forward. And let's hold. Here we go. Oops, I forgot about the circle. I screwed up all over the place today. It's a good thing there's no such thing as bad Tai Chi. And obviously I have not been snapped by a lightning bolt, so I'm not going to get taken away to Tai Chi jail for making mistakes. All right, let's do joyous breath. This is what it looks like from the front. You're going to put your feet in sort of a number 11 position, and you're going to exhale all the air out of your lungs using a kind of a breath, but with your lips closed as you sink down. So here we go. And then inhale as you come forward. All right, bring your hands up. Turn your hands over, and you're going to push the air out again in 4 sections. Good, let's do it again. Good, just bring your left foot back towards your right. Nice. And let's do passing clouds. So this is a side-to-side move. It looks just like carry the ball to the side, only the hands are going to move independently. All right. So we're going to begin by sinking and shifting and turning to the left. Up goes the left hand. Out goes the right heel. Here we go. And when your left hand gets to about the height of your shoulder, you're just going to kind of make your right fingers point towards the floor. And then as you move back to the left, both your hands will get carried across. And all you got to do is switch your hands. And just switch them. That's it. We have time, so let's go ahead and do all 9 of these. Last one. And let's do 6 healing sounds. This is one of the only forward, back, and side to side moves. There's some sounds involved, but don't worry about it. I'll go ahead and do them for you. And just copy my footwork. So here we go. One more here. Nice. And again, we have time, so let's go all the way back to the beginning. Let's do rocking motion standing. Okay, so let your left leg just flow out there. We only did this in the chair, so let's go ahead and do it standing. Let your weight shift towards the back of your body and lengthen your knees. Put your hands back there. And here we go. We're just letting the weight shift as far to the front of the feet as you can, and then lengthening the knees. As far into the heels as you can, and then lengthening the knees. And the heels of the hands are just going along for the ride. Now, this move, in particular, has the longest roots of all the Tai Chi Chuan moves into still practiced ancient Chinese medicine. And it's still generally considered, or at least a faster version of it, a very good remedy for brain injuries and stroke. So to this day, you'll often see people prescribed several hundred of these a day. We're not going to do several hundred, but let's do a bunch of them because we had a lot of time. I don't know how we ended up with so much time. We just did. Maybe it's because you all look like you're moving so well you didn't need a lot of instruction. Why don't we do 3 more, just because I like 3s. 1. On the third one, we're just going to drift back towards the right. And let's do cosmic consciousness pose. So we're just going to pick up the left heel and rotate it slightly and just drop it down lightly on your right ankle. It's like you're kissing your right ankle. There's some sponginess in your right knee, and your legs should be a 50-50 weight split. Your arms are going to rise up. So your forearms are going to be about the height of your shoulders. And your fingertips overlap, and the left hand is the one that's closer to your body. And just drop your gaze. And let's flow back to rest. And why don't we return to our chairs if you want. If you don't want to, you don't need to. And just find that totally relaxed spot, especially for your upper body. Let your upper body just balance and sit on top of your lower body here. If you feel comfortable closing your eyes for this part, you can feel free. And let your attention drop down to somewhere in the middle of your body, somewhere in the vicinity of the dantian. I think I want to focus on my breathing this time out. And let's go ahead and call the bell. Go ahead and bring your attention back to the room. Nice practice. Very nice practice. Very nice practice. Thank you for joining us. So we're done early today. I'm going to sign off a little early, but remember, I'm Jessica Lewis, and the name of my company is Sculpt Your Life, and the name of this practice was Tai Chi. And you can learn a lot more about all of this if you just Google me. Doesn't matter how you spell it, I usually pop up first. But if you want to know the exact address of my website, it's www.sculpt, S-C-U-L-P-T, urlife.com. I had to play with the domain spelling when I bought it 20 years ago because the one I wanted was already taken. And again, we're here at the Cancer Support Community in person every week. For the next few weeks, we'll be here on Thursdays at 1. After that, it's a crapshoot. We might move back to Wednesdays at 12, or we might not. I'm not sure. And if you are a cancer thriver, not just a survivor, and or a caregiver, you are eligible to be here for free in person every week if you like. But of course, anybody is totally at liberty to join on the live stream pretty much every other week. It's usually first and third. weeks of the month. Okay, so we'll see you all again quite soon, I hope.